Hi, this is Paul and welcome here on the next video tutorial number 24. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to my YouTube channel right now and give like if you will see the video helpful for you. Today I will talk about the pick and cash lotteries only. As you know, they are quite different from the ordinary big lotteries like Powerball or Mega Millions because they are using more than two independent drawing machines. And as you probably know, the gene is able to handle only two independent drawing machines. So today I will show you how to run gene for these popular lotteries. It's quite tricky, but it's possible. So let's see how. I already created video tutorial number 17 where I've shown how to run genes and more genes at once. Actually, I ran there 10 genes at once, and also I've shown there how to run the gene for pick and cash lotteries. But today I would like to make separate and single video tutorial only for these pick and cash lotteries. And let me describe it how it looks like. So normally we have lotteries with two drawing machines, like most national lotteries like this Powerball, Mega Millions, and then there are specific lotteries with 3, 4 and 5 independent drawing machines. So the machine with 3 draws looks like this. The example is pick 3, and for this you need to run two genes at once, where the first one is simulating these first two drawing machines and the second is simulating the third drawing machine. Then with the 4 drawings you can see we have 4 independent barrels, and example is the cash 4, and for this we need again 2 genes, and each one is running 2 independent draws or simulating these 2 independent draws. And also one of the biggest is having 5 independent drawing machines like pick 5, and I think you can guess correctly that for this we need to run at least 3 genes at once, that the first 2 are simulating 2 drawing machines, so the amount is 4 drawing machines, and the third one is simulating the last 5th drawing machine. So these are how you need to run the genes at once. In maximum you will run maximally 3 genes at once. You can theoretically run also 5 genes at once for pick 5, but it's better to use these 3 genes because you can use next genes for other lotteries, and or you can save some memory in your computer. These pick or cash lotteries are quite specific, so when you buy the ticket you will notice that the balls are numbered from 0 to 9. There are 10 balls from 0 to 9, but the gene doesn't work with 0. So if you are working with gene, then you should consider the range from 1 to 10, so you have still 10 balls, and instead of 0 you are using number 10. So when you are inserting the numbers into the input box, instead of 0 you write here number 10, and when you are selecting numbers from output box from the gene putting into ticket, then number 10 you will cross on the ticket number 0. So that's little bit description, and now let's start to create the preset in the gene and run the generations for these pick and cash lotteries. So from the quick start tutorial number 1, we created the folder gene 2.0, and we can create the preset in the activated original or in the copy of activated original. So I will use for today the copy, that's my lottery number 24. So I will open it and use the Excel password relevant for my gene. And at first I will create the preset, so I will enlarge it to the full screen, and the preset we will create in the status before the settings, so before clicking the activation. This is the state where you can create the preset. So we skip to the games sheet, and here we have our lotteries. So we can put the next lotteries to make some space here, and today I will create it at the end of the list. So here is the lottery, the name of the lottery, and then there are the parameters. Other parameters according to other tutorials are optional, so I will fill in only the important and needed parameters. So we will start with the pick lottery. At first I will create the simple preset for pick 2 using only 2 drawing machines, that you need to use only one gene. And pick 2 has its count of draws is number 2, then count of bad numbers. These are number of numbers you are crossing on ticket, so we are crossing just one number for the first draw, and number of drawn balls is only one ball is selected from the drawing machine, and count of numbers is number of balls and is equal to 10. For the second draw we have the same parameters, so we are crossing on ticket one number is drawn and from 10 balls, and count of the same draws, they are independent, so there is 0 same draws. The rest is how often the lottery is played, and usually it's played also 3 times a day and so on, so it doesn't need to be filled in. And then there is a date for the statistics for the draw 1 and for the draw 2, but today I will not use statistics, and it's not really needed for lotteries like pick and cash lotteries. Then let's create a preset for pick 3. So pick 3, we should make at first a preset for the first and second draw, so I will write this 1 2D, and the preset will be completely the same. We have 2 draws, and the first has one number from 10 and the second has also one number from 10. So I will make it like this, so it's equal. But when we make the pick 3 and the third draw, that will be different. We have here only count of draw is only 1, and we are crossing one number, drawing one number from 10, and amount of the same draws is equal to 0 because we have only one draw, and that's what we have. Then for pick 4, it will be almost the same. So we have pick 4, and like we did for pick 3, the first and second draw has this preset, and the third and fourth draw we just change it to recognize it when we are selecting, because then it's important to combine these numbers together correctly, and this I will show you later. So we have preset for pick 4, and we can continue, and I will create preset for pick 5. So the first two we can copy, and just to change the name of the lottery, so we have the pick 5, and then we should add the 5th draw, which we can copy from the pick 3 third draw, but we will call it pick 5 and 5th draw. As you have seen in the presentation that we are using, we need to use 3 genes for pick 5, 2 genes for pick 4, and for pick 3 also 2 genes. If I want to make lottery for cash lotteries, then the procedure is the same. So in this example, I can copy it completely and rename it to cash lotteries, but I will do it only for cash 4. So the preset is completely the same, and I will change just the name. So now we have all the presets we need for today's presentation. Here we can put the link of each lottery, but in United States especially, at every state this lottery is played and has slightly different name. For example, Florida pick 3, or I don't know whatever state it is, but let's say these presets will work at every state. So you can use pick 4 to play it in Texas or in Illinois or in Florida. It doesn't matter. Just you can change the name if you need to. So the link I will not put there, and you can just put here the country, but these parameters are optional, and this one should be filled in that it works correctly. You can see the name and you have the right parameters. The rest I leave empty because the statistics we know from previous tutorial will not influence the whole generation. It's just to help you. So if you want, you can also fill in the statistics as well. So it's all up to you. So we are ready with the presets we wanted to create, and then before save you should switch back to Gene 2.0 tab and click save right here. So when I activate it, now we can see there are all the presets we created, starting with pick 2, going to pick 5, and ending the cash 4 for the first, second, and third and fourth draw. So I will end it here, and now I will show you how to run and open more genes at once and run them. Then I didn't save it right now because I saved that before. As I mentioned, it's really important to save it in the correct place and time. So at first what I will do is I will make 5 copies because I will run today. I will run today 5 genes at once, and we will start with pick 2. Also, it's important to correctly name the files. Then we will run gene for pick 3, draw 1 and 2, and pick 3, draw 3, and finally we will run the gene for cash 4, draw 1 and 2, and cash 4, draw 3 and 4. So I think I renamed them all correctly, if I see right. Yes, so we have 5 files that we can open. Now what I have to do is not to open directly these files right here. So I will search for the Excel. So you need to find the Excel software icon directly and open it 5 times. This is the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, and fifth time. So I have here 5 Excels, and I make the window a little bit smaller. And you can see they are numbered from book 1 to book 5, and they are independent. And then I go to the folder and I will insert it by drag and drop. So at first I will select pick 2, insert the password, and when it's open you see there is a book 1, and the book 1 I will close. Then I will activate book 2, and here I will insert pick 3 first and second row, again password, and book 2 I can close now. And I activate book 3, and let's insert pick 3, draw 3, so book 3 we will close, and then activate book 4, and we will insert cache 4, draw 1 and 2, book 4 we will close, and finally we will open book 5 and insert cache 4, draw 3 and 4. Now we start with pick 2. So normally, as you know, we click the activation, then select the game. So in our case we select pick 2. You see it's filled in. Then the rest we have number of previous draws 3, 2 seeds we can leave, or you can put another seed. There just should be different one from the other, and this is the same case. So we are ready, and now the interface will be printed. I now recommend to continue to make presets for the other lotteries. So we are starting with the pick 3 draw number 1 and 2. So we select at first pick 3 draw number 1 and 2. You can see we have 2 draws. Now we select different numbers. for seed number 1 and 2. And as we have everything, we can start to create the interface as well. And I continue to pick 3, draw number 3. So I have, and you see we have only one draw, so this area is empty, and the seed should be different from the seed which is used in the draw number 1 and 2. So we can use another number. This should be filled in for draw 2, but it's not used at all, so I can put it, but the swap 1 should be also different from the draw 1 and 2. And let's create the I didn't close the book number 5. It doesn't need to be closed, but it's better for orientation that you do not have so many windows on your strip here. And now we have the cache for draw 1 and 2. So the game, cache 4, draw 1 and 2. Again, we used different seeds and different swaps. And we create the interface. And finally, we start to create interface for the cache 4, draw 3 and 4. Again, 2 draws are used, and the seeds should be different one from the other, but they should be also different from the draw 1 and 2. So I hope I am using different seeds and swaps as well. So the interface is now under construction, and we go back to the pick 2. So we have input boxes with 2 previous draws, and we should fill in the previous draws, the history, and that we will find on the internet. So we go, for example, to Florida lottery, where we have pick 2, and the last numbers is better to look here. So we have the last 5, 7, 2, 2, 2, 8. So we start with the oldest one, 2, 8, then 2, 2 and 5, 7. So 2, 8, 2, 2 and 5, 7. 5 and 7, first draw and second draw. So we are prepared, but I will start the genes when I have all the settings and secondary settings for each gene ready, not before, because it will slow my insertion too much. When I run this right now, then the other insertion will be slowed down. So this I would avoid. So let's fill in then lottery pick 3. I can close the numbers for pick 2 and select pick 3 right here, and going to the HTML winning number history, it's right here. Depends on the lottery you are playing, you will find these numbers probably also somewhere else. So 1, 5, 7, 1, 5, and these number 7 is in the third draw, so we are now filling only numbers for the first and second draw. So now it's 9 4 and 9 6. 9 4 and 9 6. Now we will fill in the third draw, where we have 7 5 2. 7 5 2. That's the history for the pick 3, and then we fill in the cash 4. So we have the first, second draw for cash 4. This I can close right now. I can jump into the cash 4. So it's played 3 times a day, and so we have a few hours to generate new numbers. And that's the draw 1, draw 2, draw 3 and 4. So at first we are starting to fill in for draw 1 and 2. And you can see that they are really independent, because the first and second draw generated the same numbers. In our case it is number 0. And I go here, and as I said in the presentation, instead of 0 we will use number 10. Number 10. Then we have 7 2. And finally there is a 8 and 6. 8 and 6. And to the last gene we fill in the draw number 3 and 4. In our case it's 9 2 7 5 9 3. 9 2 7 5 9 3. I hope I did everything correctly. Just let me check it if I gave somewhere, put somewhere the 0. So pick 2 is okay, there is no 0. Pick 3, draw 1 and 2, also no 0. Pick 3, draw 3. Yeah, we have here, instead of these zeros we are using 10, which is correct. And finally that's it. So we are ready to start the gene right now, and let's start it, starting with pick 2, pick 3, and pick 4. I can switch all these, which I recommend, to increase the speed, to note step. You can see we are already getting some good waves, and we will a little bit wait just to see what speed we are able to reach. The gene is now running for pick 2. And the speed will be slow because you see the monitoring is online, so I switch off everywhere. Also the monitoring. And we'll switch back to node step. We are getting really good results using 3 previous draws, here we have maximum, so we matched all the numbers. So this is really interesting lottery to play, the pig or cash lottery. And now let's wait for the actual speed. So we got around 8,000 cycles per second. I hope it will be higher. Now here it's 9. Usually it can be higher, and I think I presented some values more than 17,000 cycles on the tutorial number 70, where I am presenting how to run multiple or the genes in multiple way. There are 10 genes at once. So okay, today we got maximum speed for each gene around 8,000 cycles per second. So I will go back, and now I will show you how to collect the results to use them on your ticket. So as usual, we should look to the best result, which is in our case, I will pause it, all the genes right now. Imagine that we are at the end, that we do not have more time to run the gene, and we should select some numbers for our ticket. So I will pause it here, all the genes, and it's paused. So the best result is number 4. We got it after 3 minutes, and the best result is printed here with the exclamation mark, and we will select the number 4 and 1 for our ticket. For the lottery pick 2 we have here. For lottery pick 3, we looked for the first and second draw, and the best result is number 5, and here we select number 4, 5, and this we will combine with number in the pick 3 third draw, and the best result is number 2, and it's number 9. So our numbers are 4, 5 and 9 that you can use for tomorrow or I don't know when it's played, but you can use it right now actually. And you see we got 100% of matches right here, so that's really good prediction. Here we got 83% of matches with these numbers, so the score is really high right here. So we have 4, 5 and 9 for pick 3, and cash 4 is the best result is number 3, so number 1, 3, and best result is 5, 7, 2. So 1, 3, 7, 2 is for cash 4 to put them on ticket. So I am at the end, and that's all for today. Thank you for your attention and for watching. If you missed something, just replay it. If you are new here, please subscribe to my channel right now. Provide your feedback, comments, and I'll be glad for every like I will get from you. Join us on the Facebook page and groups, and also you can support me on my Patreon. The links are in the description. So stay tuned and see you next time on the upcoming video tutorial number 25, where I will talk about the language, how to change it, and how to add your own language into the gene. So stay tuned and have a good time.